Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is NonRevSims and welcome to a Sims 3 speed build / mostly speed decorate for my Clarke Perfect Genetics Lepacy. Before we get into this house, because I know y'all are looking like, girl, what you mean this is a speed build? The house is already built. Yes, we'll talk about it. There's an explanation about why this house is already built and you guys aren't seeing that. We'll talk about that in a second, but like I said, this house is built for my Clarke Perfect Genetics Lepacy. If you are not familiar with the Clarkes, I have 2 videos at the time of me recording this. I have 2 videos up on the channel already. You can go watch them. I'll have them linked in the top right as well as in the description. That way you can go meet this family from the beginning and all that good stuff. But in today's video, we are building a house for Generation 3. Generation 3 is our ambitions generation, so we are currently in the world of Twinbrook building up this house for my firefighting sim. All right, let's talk about this house because I know y'all are probably like, girl, what is happening? Like, you shouldn't even classify this as a speed build, but it is okay though. All right, so back in 2019, I was supposed to do this collab with another Sims 3 YouTuber who goes by NonRevSims. We pretty much challenged ourselves to build something that we had never built in the Sims 3 before, and for both of us, that style was a colonial build. So we found this image and we were gonna build this house basically the way we interpret it. So this house was built back in 2019. Well, the shell was. And we just never got around to doing this collab, so it's been sitting on like a hard drive collecting dust. I built the shell like exactly how it looks is what it looked like when I stopped building this house. I was meant to furnish it and everything, and I just didn't because this house was so much. It took a lot for me to build this. Like I said, I don't typically build colonial style. I don't like colonial style houses in The Sims. They're not my go-to. Like if I was moving my Sims somewhere, I would not put them in a colonial house just because it's not my style. So that's why we did that collab, just to, get out of our comfort zones. But like I said, this house has been sitting on a hard drive, an external hard drive since 2019, collecting dust. And when it was time for my Sims to move to Twinbrook for the ambitions generation, I remembered that I had this colonial house. I can try to leave a photo of what the original was meant to look like on the screen somewhere so you guys can see it. I'll try to go through our DMs to see if I can find the original house, and then what the house looked like before I started doing all this, because I did have to change up quite a bit, because when I originally built this house, I was using all of the expansion packs I owned. But because I am doing a Lepacy challenge, you're only allowed to use the expansion packs that are enabled for that generation. So at the time of me decorating this house, I only had World Adventures and Ambitions and then a few stuff packs enabled. So I didn't have all of the packs that I used originally to build this house, when I'm pretty sure I used a lot of stuff from Showtime and University Life, which are 2 of my favorite packs for building. So yeah, you see me here going through changing up the roofing and stuff, because like I said, this is what the original house looked like. This was the original way I interpreted the house. But for the purposes of my Sims family living there, I did not like it anymore. So I had to go in and fix it up. This was originally meant to be shared back in 2019, and it's a colonial style house. Now, when I loaded up Twinbrook and I saw that the nicer part of town, if you guys are familiar with Twinbrook, there's a swampy area where like the poor family lives, and then the nicer part of town where the rich families live. This area where I'm building is like the richer part of town. So all the houses here are in the colonial style, and I knew that this house would fit in perfectly. So I was like, oh my God, like this is the perfect time to get out of my comfort zone, do something I don't typically do in The Sims, which is what the Lepacy challenge is meant for you to explore. You're meant to do things that you've never done before. That way you can find new features you didn't even know existed in this game, which has been really, really fun. So I had a great time decorating this house and all of that good stuff. But I keep mentioning this house was built in 2019. I have no idea of where the original footage of me building the shell is. It's been years, so it could still be hidden somewhere on my computer, and I just don't know what folder it's in. But I looked everywhere. It's not on the hard drive that this house, the shell, was on. I don't know what I did with it, which is such a shame, because I actually played a lot I actually played around with constrained floor elevation a lot for the first time. I think that was the first time I actually really messed with constrained floor elevation, to do like the front steps in front of the house with that big old garden. I don't know what I was thinking with that garden. Like I don't know. I was out of my mind. But anyway, the overall shape of this house stays the same except for the roof. And then there's a bonus room that I added on to the right of the house. That bonus room is basically a laundry room and a gym for my sim. It's not really anything. It's literally just a washer and then a treadmill in there, and that's it. But that is the only thing I changed about this house. Actually, my favorite part of this house is the back of the house. I'm pretty sure I already finished putting the windows there, but the back of the house where those windows are, that's one of my favorite parts of the house. And if you aren't familiar with like typical suburban American suburban homes, they have this thing where and it's normally in the living room. So in the back of the house, in the living room, they will have it will be 2 stories of windows, and basically your living room just has these really high ceilings and it looks amazing. And it's one of the best features in houses, especially in American houses, in my opinion, just because it gives you so much natural light. And I really wanted to do that in this house where my Sims would have 2 stories of windows in their living room, but it didn't really work well with the floor plan I had imagined for this house, so I wasn't able to do that. But the windows and stuff, it has that appearance from the back, which I was really happy about. And if you have no idea of what I'm talking about with like the 2-story windows, I'll try to insert a picture of what I mean. You typically see this in the South a lot, so that's what I was going for with this house. I had a lot of fun doing this. There's a few times where I jump around because while I was building this, I'm pretty sure I was very distracted because I have footage of myself like scrolling through like Twitter and Tumblr instead of actually decorating the house. So I was like, what was I doing? Why was I recording why didn't I stop recording while I was like browsing other things? Like I would just stop decorating and I'd be on other websites. It was really weird. I don't know what was going on with me back in December. But you know what too? The funniest part about this footage is that the only room you guys will actually see me decorate in this house is the kitchen and dining room, and barely the dining room. And the reasoning for this is because when I was looking at the footage, I could see that some of the footage had been recovered, meaning that something went wrong while it was recording. And I'm pretty sure my game crashed while I was decorating. And if you guys have played The Sims 3 before, then you know all about the crashes. That's normal. It comes with the game, you know. You gotta put in the struggle to get the good stuff. But while I was decorating, my game crashed, and I'm pretty sure this is what happened, where like I was just really upset that the game crashed, and I said, you know what, screw this, I'm not recording again. I'm not gonna record myself do this all over again. So I just didn't record any more of me decorating the rooms, just because I was like, I can't be bothered, which it probably would have been way more helpful to record before the game crashed so I could recreate it. But you know, when your game crashes, you always make the room better than it was meant to be. So, you know, it's a silver lining. But yeah, that's probably what happened there, because I could see that some of the footage was corrupted. So I'm assuming that's why the only room I actually decorate is the kitchen, because that's where the crash happened. I don't think I told you guys any information about this house. Okay, I think, I'm not 100% sure. If I'm not correct, it'll be in the description, but I'm pretty sure this house was built on a 40 by 40 lot, and it definitely has 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. And then, like I said, it has the bonus room, the little extra addition add-on. There's 2 of those. Well, there's not 2. There's 2 bonus rooms. So one is the little addition that I built a little while ago, and then there's also an extra living room, which is upstairs. In that, like I said, the living room is meant to be 2 stories, so 2 stories of windows. But in the upper part, I put in an additional living room, so it's not really open like the 2 stories thing that I meant earlier. I'm confusing myself. I don't know what I'm talking about. But like I said, 2 bonus rooms. You guys will see. We'll do a video walkthrough of the entire house. And it's going to be the house as if Generation 4 is not born. If you follow me on Tumblr and Twitter, you know that Generation 4 is already born and is living in Bridgeport. But for the purposes of this video, I had to go back to the house for Generation 3 and see how Generation 3 had it all set up. when I originally did the walkthrough, Generation 4 was not born yet. So Generation 3 and then her brother, one of her brothers, was still living in the house. So the way it is decorated is as if Generation 4 was not yet born, because I did have to change up the house when they were born. We had to move some Sims out because I had too many people in this house. But yeah. So at the point of the walkthrough, the people living in this house is Generation 3, which is Song, and then her brother Min, so he's an extra from Generation 3. Then we have Min's wife. I can't remember her name, but I probably said it in the walkthrough. So she's living with Min, and then I think she's pregnant at the time as well. Then we also have the Simbot that Min made. His name is Theo. You guys have actually never met Theo on Tumblr or Twitter, just because inventing with Min was not really a big priority of Gen 3, so I just never showcased him. I don't remember if I showed him in the walkthrough or not, probably not, but we do have a Simbot. So far that is 3 rooms, and then the last 2 Sims living in the house are my Gen 2 Sims, so Rue and Quan. So they are living in the house, and that is the way it's decorated in the walkthrough. At one point, Park was also living in the house, which is another Generation 3 spare, so basically Song's older brother. But I did have to move him out because he did get married, and then he started having kids, and we had no space. Min is actually about to move out of the household. Like I said, his wife is pregnant, so we're gonna get him out because we in the footage where I did the walkthrough, we needed to start getting ready to have the baby for Generation 4. Which is really confusing. I know I'm doing things so backwards, y'all. But like I said, this footage is from December and I've had it sitting here collecting space on my computer. I actually need to insert a photo of how much space this footage is taking up in like my Final Cut Pro. I think it's like 80 gigs of space, which it makes no sense because I think altogether the footage was like 3 hours, which it should not be that much for 3 hours of footage. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. I think there's a few more minutes of build footage, but we can talk about some ambition stuff because I never talked about ambitions with you all here on YouTube, and I don't plan on talking about the ambitions generation with you all. The next update you guys will see will be from Generation 4 and Generation 5. Oops, spoiler alert. But that's the next that's the next current household you all will get. So we don't really get to see what we did in Generation 3. I did share a bit on Twitter, but some of the spares you guys have never heard of. Like I said, Min and Park. For the Generation 3 spares, for Park, he was the oldest. I actually had him join the teaching career, which I've never done before, and I always assumed that came with generations. I don't know why. I didn't know it came with ambitions, but Park did join the teaching career, and he got to like assistant principal or something crazy before I moved him out, which was crazy because that's pretty far in the teaching career. So that one was really fun. And then it's also funny because his daughter actually followed in his footsteps and she's a teacher now, so that's really cool. And then for Min, who was our second born, the second spare, he was in the inventing career, so that's how we made like the Simbot. We also made the time machine and all those cool inventions. That was really fun to play around with. We didn't like do the time, like with the time machine you can try for baby and stuff. We didn't really mess around with that just because I didn't want random Sims being added to my household, because inventing was not the main priority of ambitions. The main priority of ambitions for my Lepacy was the firefighting career. And y'all, I had a blast with that firefighting career. Like, it was so much fun. I forgot how much fun it was just because when I played it back in the day, when I used to use like really bad custom content, stuff that was not safe for your game, my game would get corrupted so easily with the dang firefighting career. But this time I actually got to play it all the way through. I reached the top level, which I think is fire chief. It was super fun. Some of my favorite active jobs, I guess, were the gnomes. There's one where you have to like capture these angry gnomes at people's house. That one was fun. There's the activity where you have to go stop the criminal warehouse from like changing the weather or something. Like, they caused something to go wrong with the weather, and like all of Twinbrook is basically being vacuum sealed or something. It's really weird, but if you know the firefighting career, you know which one I'm talking about. That's at the criminal warehouse. That one is really fun. My favorite one is the one with the earthquakes, just because the first time it happened and my screen started shaking, I'm like, hello. So that one was really fun. I actually preferred like the active ones as opposed to the firefighting ones where you actually have to go fight the fires, because that gets repetitive real quick. So I like the fact that they gave you many or different jobs that weren't as long as the firefighting ones thrown in there, just for a nice little shake up in between fighting those fires, which I did like doing those too. Those were fun, but the earthquake one was definitely one of my favorites. All right, so it looks like we have a few more minutes left of the build footage, and I've talked your ear off for almost 16 minutes. Yeah, I will leave you guys here with some music. When we come back, we will do a video walkthrough of the house. This house doesn't have a name. I also don't remember how much it costs. Maybe in the walkthrough I'll throw in the price or something, but yeah, I have no idea of how much it costs, what the name of this house is, or anything. So it's probably just called NonRevShell, if we're being honest. So yeah, when I meet you guys back, we will be doing a walkthrough of this house, and yeah, I will see you guys then. So enjoy some music. Hey everyone, really quickly before we enjoy some music, I just had to come in and say a few housekeeping things. This is future editing me, who is listening to this audio and realizing that I never told you guys about the requirements or all the instructions for this build or where to even download this build. So let's do that really quickly. So first, the expansion packs you will need for this house are World Adventures and Ambitions, and then the stuff pack you will need is Outdoor Living. Outdoor Living is solely for the 2 lamps out in front of the house, so if you don't have that pack, it'll be replaced with something else. The lot size is 40 by 40, which I think I said a few times in the video, and the price of the house unfurnished is $59,575, give or take, depending on where you place this lot. I do also need to mention that when I do upload this lot, it will be unfurnished, just because I use a lot of CC when I build and furnish, so there's no way for me to link every single thing that I use in a single build. Yeah, I have no time for that. So you gotta take it or leave it. I think that's probably the best course of action for me to do with houses, is leave them unfurnished. That way I can get the builds up in a timely manner. Otherwise, you guys would probably never see this build, because there's no way I can go through the house and link every single piece of CC that I used. Also, this house does have a name. It's called the Twinbrook Colonial, but a few times in the video I'll say I don't have a name. That's just because I didn't have a name yet. This house is officially named Twinbrook Colonial, so that is this name. It'll be as dot package. You will just go into edit town and place the lot from edit town mode. It will be there for you all. I did use quite a bit of CC in this house, even on the unfurnished bit, but everything is linked. There are just 2 items, I think, that I was not able to locate the links for. One of them is the brick pattern on the exterior of where like the fake fireplace chimney is. I also use it a little bit in the living room. I do know that it's by Pixel Frog Legs, and I have the name of the package file listed there. I just don't know which download it's included in from her page. So if you have everything from Pixel Frog Legs, then you will have this brick facade, so don't worry. If you don't, I'm sorry, I can't find what link or pack it was part of from her downloads, but it is from Pixel Frog Legs. Also, the kitchen tile floor, I'm pretty sure it's also by Pixel Frog Legs, but again, I could not find the exact download link for this package file. I did also use 6 store content items. 2 of them are from the same set, but again, those are listed in the readme file, so go ahead and make sure you read that. The link to download this house, as always, is on my Patreon. It is free as always, so check the description for the download link. All right, let's get back to enjoying some music. I will see you guys once we begin the little video walkthrough towards the end of the video. Alright, so welcome back to the walkthrough. This was built on a 40 by 40 lot here in this part of Twinbrook, and we are in this section of town. So if I am remembering correctly, this house costs a little over 130,000, maybe like 135,000 simoleons furnished. I'm not sure of the price of it unfurnished, but this is what the exterior of the house looks like. A lot of this stuff I ended up doing off camera too, because I reused the furnishing from Lucky Palms, so we brought a lot of the stuff from Lucky Palms here and just set it up the same exact way. So that's why I also didn't include some of the furnishing, because it's the same exact way that it was at the Lucky Palms house. All right, so first things first, over here we have this massive tree, and I think this tree is Ambitions, or from Ambitions, so I had to get that in, just some landscaping to make this house look like it fit in Twinbrook. Okay, then we brought our little lemonade stand from Lucky Palms. We didn't use it again during this generation, which it probably would have made the most sense to use it here. There was also the baker's stand that came with Ambitions for kids to use. We didn't use that either, so one of these generations I'm gonna make sure I use it, maybe for Gen 5, since it's the generation's generation. This is what the house looks like on the exterior. We got these things, these little lamps, then we have this little fountain there like that. Over here we have some fireworks from Rue's wedding. Actually, we never used all of them and we still have some left over, so I just set them in front of the house. Sometimes my sim won't go and light them, so then I put more out until we're done lighting them. Over here we have a garden. This is basically Rue's garden. During Gen 2 we did a lot of gardening because we were adventuring and finding all these nice seeds. So we have like live fruits, pears, pomegranates, all that good stuff. A majority of the front of the house is as it was when I first built it. So like this massive jungle over here, I left that the same. These bushes, this shrub fence, that's how it was at the beginning. This is where I started changing things on the side of the house. So this was the bonus room that I added on with the wall ivy. And then this is a window, not a door. I don't know what's up with me and putting fake windows, but hey, it works. It was perfect. All right, here's the backyard. I did this after the fact, so this was not the way it was when my Sims first moved in. I ended up adding this later on, so that's why I chose to do this tour now, because the house is nicer than when they first moved in. So this is their backyard. They have like this little covered deck area with the hot tub, a little table, which they choose to eat outside more than inside, which is pretty annoying, but my Sims could do whatever they want to do. We got a little grill back there. That's actually the grill from Lucky Palms that we brought with us. Here's the back door, and then this is what I meant earlier, how the windows are 2-story windows. So that's that. We have our clothesline over there. Ambitions came with laundry, so we made sure to get that in. We have Rue's nectar maker over here, nectar making machine, and then over here we had the miner, because like I said, one of the Gen 2 spares Min was in the inventing career, so we have some of these where you can go investigate you can investigate underground and come out with some really weird things. So that's that. Back here we have a tree. We have another tree that's pretty big. I think this one also came with Ambitions, maybe not, but if it's in with this, actually I think it did, because that one is not from our house. So that's that. Oh, and then this is the left side. We have a fake chimney because my Sims don't actually have a real fireplace. So but every other house, like you can see that house back there, they have chimneys. And then I think this one across the street, yeah, they have fireplaces too, so we had to make ours look like we have a fireplace, even though they don't. All right, let's head into this house. You guys did not see that basement, ignore that. I have my Sims down there, so they're out of the way. So they're not in the way while I'm touring this house. You guys didn't see that. There's no basement. All right, let's enter into this house. I'm gonna use tab camera. Y'all know the drill. It is what it is. All right, so this is the entrance of the house. We have some things from Rue in Shang Simla when she went exploring. We got this massive picture. Over here we have like the same setup of the sitting area from the Gen 2 house, or the Gen 1 house in Lucky Palms. It's literally the same exact thing. I just changed the colors a little bit. Let's continue down this hallway. Over here to the left, or to the right, there's nothing. I could have put a desk there or something, but yeah, there's nothing there. Over here to the left is a bathroom. It's a full bathroom. So we have a shower, toilet, and then a sink and a mirror. And yeah, that's all there is in this bathroom. I actually love these floors. I'm pretty sure these came with Monte Vista, and I love them. If you got here, you're in the backyard obviously, but this is what the backyard looks like from a sim view. Really nice, really nice. All right, if we come back in the house, let's get out of tab camera real quick because it's moving too slow. This is the kitchen. All right, so the dining room. So this is what the dining room looks like when you first walk in. They have this massive table that seats 8 Sims, which has been very handy when my Sims have parties. This is what the entire dining room looks like. They have a clock up there, they have a speaker over there, and a random bowl from when Rue was adventuring, and I think that's worth quite a bit of money. All right, if we turn around, we are greeted with the kitchen. Ooh, not the cabinets missing. All right, y'all would have seen me struggle with these island countertops, so that was fun. Over here we have, I think this fish we've had this fish since Lucky Palms. Like after our robot fish died, Naomi's robot fish, we ended up getting a jellyfish. So his name is Jelly. Yeah, he came to Twinbrook with us. All right, this is what the kitchen looks like. We got some nice lights over there. I don't mean to go up. We have the entire wine rack from our Lucky Palms house. This is all of the nectar that Rue has either made or found while exploring. This is the kitchen. Actually, this fridge, I don't use it often, and I'm like, why don't I use this? This is one of the store content fridges. I think this came with the business as usual bistro set, and I love that fridge. Then we also have the pizza oven from Monte Vista, just because my Sims love making pizza. We used to have it outside at the Lucky Palms house, but now we actually have space for it, so we got that. All right, and then through here is that bonus room. Like I said, it's literally just a washer and a treadmill. This is our OG treadmill that Naomi first bought from Lucky Palms. We brought it all the way here, and then we have some little chests full of like harvestables, so like different things that Rue gardens. So it's really nice to have those because like I love when my Sims don't have to go grocery shopping. Saves them a lot of money. All right, if we come across the hall, we are in the living room. This is a really big living room, so I had to put up like a little wall divider, but this is like the TV area. The couch, that's the same couch from Lucky Palms. We just changed the color. A fish tank, a photo, and some plants. We actually have a plant down there. That's what this looks like. All right, and then on this side we have a little easel. I don't know whose painting that is, but it looks like trash. Okay, over here on this side we kind of have like the office space. So back here, like this is where my Sims actually learn. So we have a chess table, another easel. That painting sucks too, and then some bookshelves. Like I said, this was meant to be like a 2-story ceiling, so you should have been able to look up and see like the secondary windows, but we didn't get that because it didn't make sense in The Sims, so we don't have that. All right, over here, computer area. Like I said, this is meant to be the office space. Yeah, that's that. And then we have this fake fireplace. It's not real. Just along that back wall, which you probably should not put your whole computer system like in front of the fireplace like that, and then in front of a rug. Yeah, it would have been over for my Sims. This whole house would have burned down. All right, on this wall we have our Gen 1 Sims, well, Gen 1 and Gen 2 spares. So this is Naomi and Rue. When she was a teen, this was actually the thumbnail from the Gen 2 update. And then over here we have generation 1, 2, and 3. So that's Naomi, Rue, and Song when she was a teen. I do plan on getting a photo like this for Gen 2 and 3. So where Rue is the adult and Song is a teen with her siblings. We'll probably get that sometime soon. All right, so that's that. Some family photos, which are really nice. You guys, this is my favorite photo. I'm sorry, I'm in love with this. We had to come back. This is my favorite photo. Okay, all right, then we come out of here. Let's go upstairs. We can get out a tab camera and go up the stairs. All right, so when you first get up the stairs, you are greeted with this random hallway chest. That's that. Over here we have our fortune cookie maker. This was in our Lucky Palms house in Rue's basement area where she made her nectar. There's actually fortune cookies still sitting there from Lucky Palms, which is probably really gross because they've been living here for a while. They moved in when Song was a teenager and she's now a young adult, so those things is stale. All right, this was that bonus room that I mentioned earlier, the secondary one. So this is a secondary living room, basically the less formal living room. So this is where my Sims play like video games. You guys have seen this room though many times if you follow me on Twitter, because I posted photos of Song and Cam playing in this exact living room. All right, here is those second story windows that I was talking about earlier. We might as well go into this room. So in this save, Min is still currently living in the house. So this is decorated for Min. So this is what his bedroom looks like. His favorite color is black, so we made sure to incorporate things like that. This house, or this painting, is from Lucky Palms. You guys should recognize those. But yeah, this is his room. You guys should also recognize this. Shout out to Cricket. And then he just has this closet over here, this little stop sign that's actually animated. I love that. I think that came with one of the free packs on the Sims 3 store. And then his room is actually the largest, and he has like a whole TV sitting area, which is nice. I don't know why I gave him this room. Oh, you know what? Because this room shares a bathroom with another room. So yeah. All right, over here is the bathroom. It's a Jack and Jill bathroom, so that's why I gave him this room, because I didn't want Song to share a bathroom. But yeah, this is this bathroom. They have a tub, toilet over there in the corner. Oh my god, I decorate bathrooms the same in every house. This is crazy. I need to come up with a new style, because even in our Bridgeport house, this is exactly what the bathroom looks like. All right, but like I said, it's Jack and Jill, so that connects to the other room over there. We'll come around and see that one from the other side. All right, if we come back into the hallway, we have a little mini bar. This is not the professional bar. This is just a normal juice bar. If we go into this room, this is Rue's and Kwan's room. Oh, not a bed not being made. But this is Rue's room. It's literally the exact same setup as the Lucky Palms room, so much so that even the chalkboard from her childhood is here. So that's that. And then on the wall, we have the same were these photos up? I think the Paris photo was in her room, and then we added this one from Greece. She has some little fans from Shang Simla. Yeah, their bed is not made. That's embarrassing. We still have her little Eiffel Tower. Over here we have some plants. Yeah, her room is literally the exact same way it was in Lucky Palms. She has her own bathroom here. Same exact setup, you guys. This is actually embarrassing, even down to like the toothbrush and everything. I literally use the same exact design in all of my houses or all of my bathrooms, even the half wall, because I think I did this same half wall in the Lucky Palms house. That's embarrassing. Oh my god. Okay, so if we come out of Rue's room, we have this nice little photo on the stairs of Naomi, our Gen 1 sim, because we had to honor her in this house too, because she didn't get to see this house. She got to play test in it, but she didn't get to live in it. So over here we have another computer desk. This one is like another less formal one. This one is actually the same computer desk we had in the Lucky Palms house. I think it's the same one. It's the same computer, I know that. Over here we have some martial arts stuff from Rue. So we have the little training dummy, and then what's this thing called, the board smasher thing. And then over here we have Min's work area, so his little workbench. There is nothing else in this hallway, nothing. If we come out through these doors, this is a little balcony. My Sims never actually use it, but they have all gotten married here. So Song got married here, as well as Min, and I think Park got married. Oh no, Park got married at the park. Park got married at the park, but Min and Song both got married there. So there is really good lighting here, so that's why both of them got married here. So all right, if we come back inside and go into this room, this is Theo's room, and this used to be Park's bedroom. So the way it's set up is exactly how I had it set up for Park, and you guys have already seen photos of this. You might have seen photos of this a long time ago if you follow me on Twitter. I posted this probably right when I decorated the house, so that's how long ago I decorated this house. But this is what his room looks like. We had some things here for because his girlfriend lived with us when we moved over to Twinbrook, because she was from Lucky Palm, so we brought her with us. This is the same Jack and Jill bathroom that Theo shares with Min. All right, if we come back out and come across the hall, the very last bedroom, last but not least, is Song's bedroom. All right, so Song's bedroom. So we have a nice little sitting area over there, a little bulletin board. Actually, this is from Lucky Palms, I'm pretty sure. This photo, we have these surfboards, which is actually from the Sims 3 store. I didn't even know I had these in my game, but I love the way they look. They're really nice. All right. And then over here, she has her little dresser area with makeup. She has this little mummified bear that her mom, Rue, brought her from her adventuring. So she has that there to pass on to her future kids, which is actually really creepy, but we like it. Over here, we have this little mirror. And then this corner, this is just her bed. And she has a nice view of the front of the house. And then over here is a little memento from her job as a firefighter. They gave her this little axe to have. Maybe that's from her first mission she has to complete. And then she has a TV. All right, and then over here, you guys should already know what this is. It's a bathroom, but you should already know what it looks like because I decorate bathrooms the same. I have no originality, it seems. All right, so same tub, same color, toilet, everything the same, sink the same, everything's the same. Everything, even down to the plant, y'all. All right, and then if we come out here, this is another balcony, which my sim can't actually come to because it's a window, but it's really nice here. I like this. All right, let's get out a tab camera. This is what the entire house looks like. Let's do a overall floor plan view. This is a floor plan view of the house. We can zoom in a little bit more. So we got the living room, kitchen, bathroom down here, and then that bonus room off to the right. Upstairs, we have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. This is what it looks like. All right, everyone, there you have it. This has been the kind of sort of speed build, kind of sort of speed decorate and walkthrough of this house called the Twinbrook Colonial. I hope you all have enjoyed watching me kind of sort of decorate, kind of sort of build this house. As I mentioned before, the download link is down in the description. It is just on my Patreon, so make sure you go there if you would like to get your hands on this house. It will be unfurnished, unfortunately, but it's better to have a house than to not have anything at all, okay? If you all enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to let me know your thoughts or comments, you can comment down below or tweet me on Twitter. And if you enjoy my content and you want to see more, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next one.